Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Wednesday, October 9th, around 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2024. We've got an X-flare headed directly at Earth, and that means we're going to have a very strong geomagnetic storm starting tomorrow. G4 geomagnetic storm, KP8. And we also... well, we're keeping a close eye on Hurricane Milton as it is making landfall right now. Take a look at the eye wall here. Moving in on Sarasota. We'll have more on that in just a minute. Keep calm. It's boom time. Hurricane Milton spawns a destructive tornado outbreak today. It was insane. Let's take a look. There were over 130 tornado warnings and over 50 tornadoes touched the ground, wreaking havoc and devastation. We do have some footage of that. Some of these tornadoes destroyed, large swaths of communities. And this is before Hurricane Milton even gets to them. So these people will then have to suffer the brunt of Milton in just a few hours. Absolutely devastating storm. And you could see there the fire station was destroyed. I think it was a sheriff's office. We do have that here on our Twitter feed. Here it is. The St. Lucie County Sheriff's Department hit by a tornado ahead of Milton. Look at the bent steel there. Oh my goodness. Absolutely a historic storm. This is going to be studied for years to come. Let's see what else we've got here. Take a look at that. What a good solution there. All right, Milton's impacts have in fact arrived. The Naples mayor is concerned about the tide rising as the storm surge comes in. There are more than 500,000 without power in business in Florida without power. We'll get to the power outage map here in just a second. That will go up as the storm moves in. Here is the latest inundation map. The areas most at threat for being underwater. You can see here the entire Barrier Island system offshore from Sarasota. Bayshore Gardens, the entire peninsula here should be underwater when that surge hits. And then very big surge down here. Cedar Key, North Beach, south of Osprey, Venice Gardens. And you're going to get some flooding up here in Port Charlotte, as well as Englewood. Take a look at that. All that could be underwater. All the links will be below to everything we show you tonight. Hurricane Milton is making landfall as a Cat3 storm, a historic storm hitting Sarasota right now. Maximum sustained winds at 120 miles per hour. This is a large and destructive storm surge will be present with the highest inundations at 10 feet or greater. So heed the warnings. I hope everyone is evacuated now. Now, there is a new warning coming out for this part of Florida, and it is for catastrophic flooding. Here is the latest storm surge map. Still expecting 9 to 13 feet of surge from Anna Maria Island south to Boca Grande, even all the way down into Bonita. So heed the warnings and get away from the coast. Major to locally catastrophic flash flooding is now expected. An axis of extreme rainfall. If you didn't notice or follow this today, take a look at the hurricane. There is no rain in the southern portion of it. It's completely dry, which is good news for South Florida because they were already saturated for the last 3 days. But bad news for up here in northern Florida, where a catastrophic rain event is about to take place. An axis of extreme rainfall stretching from the Tampa metro region northeastward into north central Florida peninsula is expected to result in major to locally catastrophic flash flooding with considerable threats to life and property. 6-hour rainfall totals of 5 to 8 inches or higher with hourly rainfall in the 2 to 3 inch hour range are expected. Oh my goodness, this is going to take a while. Let's take a look at the current numbers yes, 514,000 without power in Florida. And that, as the hurricane makes landfall now and into the evening, that number will skyrocket. Florida is, in fact, bracing for Milton, the entire state under some type of hurricane watch or warning. Hurricane Milton is now making landfall along the west coast of Florida Peninsula near Sarasota. Destructive, potentially catastrophic storm surge, very heavy rainfall, and a few tornadoes along the west coast will begin this afternoon and evening. You could say that again, a few tornadoes. Please continue to monitor the National Hurricane Center for updates. Well, our hearts and prayers go out to all those that have been affected throughout the day and will be affected throughout the night and into the morning. And this is not going to be over once Milton makes its way offshore here. It's only going to take about 9 hours to get across the state. So by morning, Milton will be out in the Atlantic and the damage will be done, but the flooding will not be over. The flooding will just be beginning in some of these rivers up here in Florida. So a lot to report on tomorrow. Seismic update. No quakes of note, normal activity worldwide. Look at how these quakes line up. Pretty interesting. It must be the government. Worldwide volcano news. Stromboli volcano, a small lava flow today at the Sierra del Fuego. Ducono on the list, 8,000 foot blast. Fuego to 15. Liwatobi, 10,000 foot puff today. What else do we got, folks? Sabancaya to 22,000 foot. Ducono to 8. Suanosima on the list with the 7,000 foot blast. Fuego to 15,000 foot. Ralentador, 14,000 foot puff. Liwatobi, a 10,000 foot puff today. Sangay, 19,000 foot blast. And that wraps, well, Semaru went to 14 just moments ago. And that wraps up worldwide volcano news for the day. Now, a severe earthbound solar storm could bring northern lights as far south as, wait for it, Texas, the nexus of the Schmexus. Again, if you followed us over at Oppenheimer Ranch Project at Diamond the Dave, you would have already known this. We published this map earlier today, and Northern Lights viewing potential Thursday night is insane all the way down through Texas, the nexus of the Schmexus, and this is where you get those reds. But we're in the, look at this. Almost over half of the United States could see severe G4 geomagnetic storm and aurora. Absolutely fantastic. And we just had another M flare. This one was departing region 3844. So that baby is not coming to Earth. But we did get another X flare from 3848. An impulsive one, and we're waiting on some of that data. But this is the large geomagnetic storm that is headed our way. Take a look at the detailed forecast. By tomorrow afternoon, we could be in geomagnetic storm and severe geomagnetic storm for almost 24 hours, getting up to KP8, G4, or higher. I don't know why they cap this. If it's going to be G4 for 12 straight hours, it might get up to G5. So absolutely fantastic. Here is what it looks like on ISWA. We still have another X flare, that impulsive X flare that I just showed you that is not in the model. And here you can see the WSA Enlil spiral showing you just a very thick field of plasma. So it is going to be quite a significant storm, in my opinion. And all this is care of a sun-diving comet. The sun was completely quiet until 2023 A3 here, Chujuslan Atlas, came into view. And I think that this electric comet has angered our sun. There is some type of reaction happening. Now, Leah and I have postulated this on our science show, our radio show, and my over at Magnetic Reversal News, that electric comets cause massive coronal mass ejections and flares on our sun. And so we're seeing it here in real time, which means that these X flares may continue as long as this comet is in play for the next several days. How do you like them apples? And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video. We are shadow banned. We need your help to grow. Become a Patreon. Support the work we do. Watch all of our podcasts in one place, commercial free. And pray for everyone in Florida. Be safe. We love you. And that's a boom.